Tosfos begins, he says mefrek, which means extracting. He begins by quoting Rashi, Pirish Rashi, the Havitolda de Dush. Rashi learns that mefrek is a offspring of Dush. Dush means threshing. And Rashi says that extracting is an offshoot of threshing. If you want to see that Rashi inside, it's exactly right over here. Mefrek, Rashi says, is a tolda of Dush. Okay. Now, Tosfos now says, V'kosha l'Rabbeinu Tam. It's a question to Rabbeinu Tam. The B'shili HaMatzniya, at the end of Perek HaMatzniya, this is the name of a Perek, which is further on Daf Tzadikei. In the last video, we learned this Gemara. Over there it says, Amar, B'shili HaMatzniya Amar, you read it like that, and it says that the Chaylev Chayiv Mishum Mefarek, if someone milks an animal, he's chayiv because he extracted. Now, if we say that extracting is an offshoot of threshing, that's an if, that's because Rashi says that. Ha'amar lekaman, but it says further on, gabe hapitzeach hilazan, that if someone squishes a chilazan, which is a snail, which we saw a picture of in the last video, that over there were two opinions. There was Rabbi Yehuda and the Rabbanon. However, the Rabbanon, according to the Rabbanon opinion, Ein Disha, they hold, Ein Disha el b'gdulei karka, that there's no such thing as threshing by anything that doesn't grow from the ground. The only place where you can have threshing is something that grows from the ground. And a cow doesn't grow from the ground. A cow walks on the ground, or maybe it eats from the ground, but it doesn't grow from the ground like a tree, or like plants, or wheat. So how could we say that milking a cow is mefrek, which is extracting, if extracting only comes from threshing, and threshing has to be something that grows from the ground? We're going to explain Tosfos' question like this. We have Avos and we have Toldos. The Av over here is Dush, according to Rashi at least. The Tolda of Dush would be extracting. And the Rabbanan hold that Ein Disha b'gdulei karka, the only time where you can say that there's such a thing as threshing is something that grows from the ground. Rabbi Yehuda argues, Rabbi Yehuda says that Pitzeas b'chlal disha. Now the question is that the Gemara clearly says, without any argument, that chaylev, that milking, let's write that in, milking is under the category of mefrek. And the question is, how could it go under the category of mefrek if the cow doesn't grow from the ground? We gave several answers. One we said was in the name of Rabbi Avram ben Arambam, and he says that you have to actually make a line over here. And he says that just because the Av has a rule of Ein Disha b'gdulei karka, the Tolda doesn't have that rule. And mefrek is similar to Dush, but not in that criteria that it has to be from something that grows from the ground. Very simple answer. Obviously, Tosfos didn't hold of that, or else Tosfos wouldn't have had his question. That was one answer we gave. Another interesting answer we gave was that maybe this Gemara here that says that mefrek is a tolda of Dush, this Gemara here that says chaylev, is under mefrek, actually fits with Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, and it doesn't go according to the Rabbanon. There was a little problem with that because the halacha doesn't seem to work out. We have quotes that Ein Disha b'gdulei karka in the Shulchan Aruch. We also have that chaylev is chayv because of mefrek, so you can't you can't have the cake and eat it too. So that wouldn't really work in the end. But from the Gemara, just from the Gemaras, that seems to be a possible answer. Then we gave another answer, which Tosfos actually says, very interesting. This would be the third answer. So we put numbers on it. That would be number 1. That's Rabbi Avram ben Arambam. So it's number 2. That goes mefrek goes with Rabbi Yehuda. The third answer is that there's a difference between this is actually referring to a chilazon, which is a snail or a type of fish, that a cow actually does grow from the ground. It's considered gidulei karka because it eats from the ground, but because the snail is in the water, it doesn't eat from the ground, or the fish is in the water. I don't know exactly what snails eat, but the fish probably eats krill or whatever, so it doesn't grow from the ground.